Overlord gonna spot those. Overlord. Oh, nice. Coming in with an Overlord, hiding a couple of Scourge, picking off the Observer. Beautiful play there. Just you think, oh, it's an innocent little Overlord coming in, hiding a couple of Scourge, picking off, of course, one Scourge enough to pick off an Observer. So, Observers very, 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 very vulnerable troops. They are invisible, mind you, but they are very vulnerable. Imagine if Observers were not invisible. They would have to have probably 2 to 3 times the amount of health they do. Probably double the health and double the shields, maybe. I don't know, but definitely have to be a lot stronger. But they would be just far too easy to pick off. Now a couple of Zealots gonna get caught and under fire there from some Hydras. Oh, and again on the south side as well. So they're just gonna get picked off. Cal, though, at the very least, picking up a decent-sized army. Has a bunch of Zealots out there, an Archon, a couple of High Templar, and Dragoons. You really need. I feel you always need a few Dragoons to supplement if you're gonna fight a Hydra army. Also, Cal picking up his third at the, 12:30 o'clock, while we saw Sulky actually going for a Hive. I also think he's picking up a base at that, 5:30 o'clock there, a little bit at the south. I think he's picking up a base there as well, so he's going to be four bases on 3 bases. Not generally even in Zerg versus Protoss, I feel. Protoss, mind you, still, Protoss, if they can with macro and, by beating back the Zerg armies, if they can stay a base equal to the Zerg, they're going to be in very, very good position. Going to be able to continue pumping a mass army. Going very heavy under the goons right now. Cal is adding a robotics facility in front of this new base of his. Pardon me if my sound went a bit quality. I had to move the mic away from my face for 2 seconds. Well, actually, it was like more of a quarter of a second, but whatever. But yeah, so Cal's thinking of readying himself for a transition to getting Reavers out there to help defend his bases. Also saw Scorsair out there, and it was a scouting, losing Observer. I think he lost 2 Observers in that exchange. I think he might have stormed both of them, so at the very least, he's losing Observers very bad. Also lost a Corsair Scout there, but losing Observers when you really need them against those Lurkers out in the field. Dragoons help, but when you don't have Observers to spot for your Dragoons, you're really not in a very good position. Forced to waste a Storm on one of those Lurkers. Not even sure if he actually killed it. But has more on the way. Has a shuttle out now, interestingly enough. I'm wondering whether he's going to have Reavers inside it or what. So he's already going for a full... okay, there's going to be some Zealots inside it, possibly to do some harassment, possibly to act as a... possibly going to go for a High Templar drop somewhere. But definitely this is altogether something Cal is capable of. Even if he goes for Reavers to supplement this, inside the shuttle that is, he's still going to be able to do it. Because Cal is one of those guys, he has very good army control, very good army micro. Troop micro, I don't know. He's good at it. He's not like the best just overall troop micro, but just a large army micro is very good. Okay, going to be a Dark Templar drop with a Zealot inside. Try to take some of the hits. Going to start on the sunken colonies. There are our overlords right there, losing the shuttle as well. Going to see whether they actually manages to pick off both of those. Okay, those sunken colonies going down. That Zerg is running in. And they minimize the damage quite a bit, picking off everything. So not very successful there for Cal. He's looking a little bit worried. He was all smiles at the beginning of the match, like, I'm going to take this guy out. No problem. Defiler Mound already up now for Sulky. So he's transitioning very heavily. He's got his 4th base up. Cal has his 3rd. But Cal has been losing forces here and there. He's kind of been a little bit unsuccessful with any sort of economic harassment. Mind you, not that Sulky has done any himself, but he's at the very least... He's been much more effective with his army. He's not really lost much in the way of troops. Loses some there to a storm here and there. But overall, he's done a very good job of keeping the observer count very low. Picking off some random troops that managed to stray over the map. And doing a good job of also macroing up alongside. Has a huge Hydra force. Has a bunch of Lurkers. Some Zerglings to supplement as well. Holding just a beautiful contain at this point on Cal. Cal getting his robotic support bay up. So he's going to need those Reavers to help him defending his base. He already has Reavers up. So... Was that a second robotics support bay? I don't know. Was that Warfing or not? It was already there. I'm just blind. I apologize. Let's see another engagement here. A lot of Lurkers running in straight first. They are going to be crack upgraded at this point. Zealots coming a little bit too late. A lot of those Dragoons are getting surrounded by the Zerglings. Almost every single Dragoon they're picked off. Zerglings finally die due to those Zealots being there. But still, very good job by Sulky just being on top of things and forcing Cal to react to his actions. Cal just always sitting there, trying to get up an army, but can't really move out or do much. While Sulky always just running in with the aggressive actions, also picking up a base at the 6 o'clock. And Cal probably not going to be able to really do anything. Never mind scout it. I'm not quite sure if he's even going to be able to do that. He's going to have a very hard time getting there. Just a very hard time just getting to that base. Let's see. Sulky's still kind of sitting on top of this ramp, catching a Zealot. They're trying to do some run-ins. Picking up a High Templar. Just doing these very little things. Running in a bunch of Zerglings that, just cannon fodder while he's slowly taking up. I'm wondering whether he has an Ultra's Cavern up yet. Whether he's thinking of that. He is on 4 gas at this point, so he might be getting another one. Oh, another Observer for Cal running in as a scout spot what kind of position this. We're now going to run with 3 shuttles. This is going to be very important for him. There are a couple of Scourge in there. Probably going to be able to, at the very least, drop a bunch of his payload. A couple of Reavers in there. They're going to instantly take out the sunken colonies. Some of the shuttles are going to be able to run back. There are some High Templar. I'm not quite sure if he actually managed to get. Finally, a Storm on the drones. The drones are, quite a few of them are dead. He didn't drop much else in the way of forces. A few Reavers, an Archon. He did not manage to keep a shuttle in there. Finally running back with a shuttle with even more reinforced. There are some Scourge there. 1 shuttle goes down. 2 shuttles there. There are a bunch of Zerglings running with a lot of Zealots alongside the Reaver on the ground. So very least they're going to be able to hold this back. He's going to try to open things up for himself so he can focus on the high, but losing a lot of the Zealots and allowing the Zerglings to come in and surround his Reaver. Reaver is going to go down, and I think most of his forces, again, his 2 shuttles going to come in. Still has 3 Zealots on the ground there, but just not enough. High Templar to come in, storm right on top of itself to try to save those shuttles from those Scourge, but just putting on a lot of pressure through these shuttles, but just not enough, not enforcing fast enough, trying to run back in. Still has quite a few forces in there, mostly in Zealots. You have 4 Zealots in there, more Zerglings running up right into Sulky's base. Cal just continuing to pressure. He knows, losing every single one of these Zealots. 1 High Templar on their left. I don't even think he has enough Scourge, and another shuttle getting picked off by the 1 single Scourge. Cal dropping, I think, a couple of Zealots. They're going to get picked off instantly. Managed to at the very least save his last shuttle. Picked up a Reaver there, I think, but just not enough. Trying to pressure that main of Sulky, but Sulky can manage to produce forces fast enough to just come in and reinforce without losing the contain. Cal trying to at least break it, but Sulky in a very good position. Has a base at that 6. Going to start mining soon. Has Defilers out there. Still hasn't picked up any Ultralisks. And despite the Reavers out there, I think with Ultralisks, if he goes for Ultralisks, Cal's still going to be in pretty bad position. His main's mined out and his natural doesn't look too good. His 3rd is in decent position mining-wise, I think, but he really needs a 4th. But the contain is so well constructed, I think Cal's just fearing moving out, because if he moves out with his troop, preventative Dark Swarms there for Sulky, just making sure nothing can happen to his troops already. He's going to start moving up. Nice Plague, hitting most of the Dragoons and both of the Reavers. So that's going to make it fairly easy to pick off. A couple of Zealots are going to run down and take some of the fire for Cal, but still nice preventative Dark Swarms there right out of the gates. And now with a beautiful Dark Storm to follow up, going to move a Dark Storm right on top of that ramp. There is going to be a storm in all those forces, but only a hit each on all of those forces there on top of that ramp, and that's going to be it. Although Sulky not quite managing to push up to that degree. Cal managing to storm a little bit more, but Cal in a very, very bad position because he's just very low on troops compared to Sulky. His economy is not really where he wants it to be. Sulky continuing pushing up this ramp with Dark Swarms, Lurkers coming in. Cal trying to fight back, losing some forces on both sides. Is very heavy on Dragoons, so fighting under this Dark Swarm is horrible for him. That one single Reaver really is. His Reaver is really the only thing that's keeping him alive at this point. Some Archons does have a bunch of High Templar out there as well, storming just small group of Zerglings running right up, and Sulky just pushing in the aggression, always running with just a few Zerglings, and just these little attacks do so much for him. Hold Cal back, hold Cal inside of his base. He's just going to macro up like crazy. I'm not quite sure if he's going to go for Ultras. I think at this point he should be able to definitely afford it, but now running up the ramp, penetrating all the way up the ramp. Dark Swarms on all sides. Archons and Reavers try to hold in. I'm expecting a GG from Cal any moment at this point because Cal in a very bad position. Forced to produce very heavy on the Zealots right now, particularly to help fight under these Dark Swarm. Let's see. Did I see an Ultra's Cavern? I did see additional production hatcheries put out, so you can tell how good an economy his is. But with additional... Oh, nice storms there for Cal. Catching quite a bit of forces there. But still very bad. It's very heavy on the Observers now, but they're not really helping too much now. Just Zerglings and the Lurkers constantly streaming up there. Very light on the Hydras now at this point. Just as morphed a lot of them into Lurkers. Yet again, he's going to run right up that ramp. Nothing to hold him back. Zerglings and Lurkers come in very close. Dark Swarm's going to fall back. Plague going to go on all those Observers, making them visible. Some of those Grand Forces are going to go down. There are some Lurkers at the back to reinforce more Zealots running in, so the Reavers going to be able to hold back this way, but Dark Storm coming in very close to the Nexus. And I think as soon as he gets, basically this is Sulky just slowly coming in with another wave, and the difference is here that Sulky can just move in with a new wave of forces, and Cal just cannot reinforce fast enough, even though he's in his own base. Now the lurkers on the ground are up against the Nexus, and as soon as he gets on Dark Swarm on top of that Nexus, those lurkers are going to be able to surround and pick that off, and as soon as that Nexus goes down, that's going to be it for Cal. Soulkey moving up like crazy, and finally GG from Cal. Soulkey with an absolutely magnificent performance, evening things up for Woongjin Stars. Cal got to be a little bit disappointed in himself, but still put up a decent fight, just not managing to quite get his forces out there, not quite managing to do the battles or to disrupt Soulkey's economy as he should have been able to do, because Soulkey was just allowed free reign over the map, had absolute map control from the middle point of the game onwards, and you can't allow the Zerg to do that because they're just going to go around, macro up like crazy, put down bases all over the place, and crush you just like it is. So here's to a good game, guys, and I'm going to move on to the third set. GG. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed.